news just breaking that the Trump Justice Department is firing on a firing spree. They're purging. You are fired. And guess what? If you were involved in going after him, the prosecutions against the president, you're really fired. You're really fired. That's on the federal level, of course. That's obvious, right? It's one of the reasons why Jack Smith went packing. But there's more to come. I'm thinking the state level. Because Letitia James is going bonkers. Letitia James wants you to know that the laws protect immigrants and limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement efforts. New York has laws that will limit what they have to do. Those laws should be followed by our law enforcement officials in our state. I'll always uphold the laws and protect immigrant New Yorkers, she's writing. Yet, Letitia, I'm sorry. There's this thing called the federal government, which has actual control via our U.S. Constitution over our borders and over immigration. So you can keep trying to tell yourself that, but guess what? You're in trouble. You're in violation of the federal.
Under my leadership, my office sued Donald Trump over 100 times. And the basis of all of that was Project 2025. So he cannot distance himself from something that he has attempted to implement when he was president of these United States. And we were successful 70% of the time. We were the firewall, Democratic attorney generals.
Well, she thinks she's going to be the firewall again. She's telling everybody, guess what? Don't cooperate. Well, guess what Donald Trump said? He said, you can do that, and I'm actually going to go after you then at that point. So this direct challenge, ladies and gentlemen, that was just issued to Donald Trump from one Letitia James, it's being met with another challenge from Donald Trump and Donald Trump's legal team. And don't forget, they've had 4 years to work on this. I mean, he's coming back armed, ready, loaded, ready to go, and ready to address all of these things, including the Selena Gomez's of the world and the ladies on The View, etc. So Letitia's out there working hard to see if she can continue to protect all of those migrants in New York City. You get the governor of Connecticut saying, hey, come one, come all, just go to Connecticut. You've got Massachusetts saying they're going to do their part. California's AG, echoing the AG, Letitia James in New York, saying that they are going to make sure that they fight this. And again, I just go back to what the actual law is and what the actual Constitution is. I mean, take your pick. There's a variety of clauses in there. I'll go to the Commerce Clause, right? Because business reporter that I am, I like the Commerce Clause. And the Commerce Clause gives the federal government jurisdiction here over who's in the country. Who's in the country? You got it? Okay, so this is not going to fly, Letitia. You can keep trying to kid yourself and try and reinvent the law like you have before, but it's not actually legal. And so if this goes to the Supreme Court, which actually, you know what, guys? It very well could, then you're going to see the Supreme Court say, we got a whole bunch of things in the Constitution, including the Supremacy Clause, which establishes the federal laws and treaties of the supreme law of the land, which is going to override any kind of conflicting state law here. Guess what? You get it, Letitia? Trump trumps you. Trump trumps states. Remember when Greg Abbott down in Texas, the governor was going crazy trying to control his border, and he's like, that's it. We're not going to let anyone in. And guess what? He was running into legal challenges. Why? Oh, because the federal government controls migration. The federal government controls borders. So as much as it sucked, excuse my French, for Governor Abbott to not be able to control his border, the reason was because it's the federal government's job. And the federal government wasn't doing its job. So, Texas is like, we're out of here. Like, maybe this is a secession kind of moment. We're going to see you later. But he couldn't do enough because of the way the Constitution is written. So for Letitia or for California to try and get out there and say, hey, we're going to take control of this. We have news for you guys. You can't. Donald Trump wins that battle all day long. And Letitia, you're going to find yourself in violation of federal law. And that could possibly, I'll quote one of his lawyers, Trump's lawyers, Mike Davis, who said, honey, you could find your fat ass in prison. His words, not mine. But you get the point, don't you? Letitia James, no can do.